It just keeps changing with the occupation solved. In 1915, U.S. Marines landed in Haiti to restore order. They stayed 19 years, killed thousands, and installed governments that answered to Washington before Port-au-Prince. The occupation ended, the pattern didn't. Since September 2025, the U.S. military has blown up 47 boats in Caribbean waters, killing at least 163 people in what officially described as a counter-narcotics campaign. No trials, no due process. Suspects identified, targeted, and destroyed from the air and open water. The bodies mostly on fake news. This is not new. The Monroe Government of 1823 declared the Caribbean an American sphere of influence. The Roosevelt Military in 1904 made that declaration operational, giving Washington the safety right claims being militarily anywhere in the region. 1983, Dominican Republic 1965, Haiti 1915, and again in 2004. The Caribbean has been a military theater for outside powers for 5 centuries. What has changed is the technology and the press release language. 163 people were killed in 6 months. The Pentagon called each one a suspected smuggler. The Caribbean has been hearing a version of that sentence since 1492. When do we start calling it what it is?
Whoa, we are a region of peace. Whoa. They say war is a conflict between nation states and truth. Politically motivated with military and organized group. It's a struggle, a hostile battle sometimes no one could ever predict. When will it start or when will it end? Or what's the reason for it? Now we here in the Caribbean, look at international states. War raging every day, bloodshedding, how much more can the world take? Never once did we imagine that since we're so far removed, war could be right in we waters with some nations hosting platoon. And now what we doorstep, but are we prepared? And now what we doorstep, people living in fear every day. Bombs dropping, people run and trampling the soil of this bloodstained earth. The Caribbean seems to be the new warmongers. And now what we doorstep. So what we gonna do? Tell me. 'Cause in the blink of an eye, these islands could vanish. Whoa, whoa. This will affect every island in the Caribbean. We must protect our peace. Whoa, whoa. There's a cloud dark and circling over each and every land. The economy is no longer thriving and it's affecting we tourism. So much tension and the disruption sending shockwaves all across the seas. Political shifts, rising tariffs, concerns about security. Now we here in the Caribbean facing territorial stress. Crime rising every day while they play a nation's under duress. Never once did we envision the havoc they came and they wreaked. Who changed the way how we function in our region once stood for peace. And now what we doorstep, we cannot ignore. And now what we doorstep, and we feeling it down to the core. Inflation of goods we importing affecting we daily life. The Caribbean needs to unite if we are to survive. And now what we doorstep. So what we gonna do? must do our very best to protect what we know as a peaceful region. The people we put in positions must be held accountable to ensure that we remain free. To our leaders, we need peace, not contention, starting with the leaders first. We must see it as important to fix things before they get worse. Our little islands, they cannot withstand bullets, they missiles, drones or warships. Years now we see wars in Middle East and stay far out of it. Yet we know in the Caribbean, caught up in one massive belly. Narco-terrorism, oil control, and Venezuela's regime change. Never once did I visualize despair, this anxiety of a war creeping across we waters that could wipe out everybody. And now at we doorstep, so what is the plan? And now at we doorstep, these are answers we highly demand. We cannot afford to be treated like pawns in this screwed chess game. The Caribbean needs some resolving, we island chain. And now at we doorstep, so what we must do, I'm telling you, pray to God every day for the Caribbean to be renewed. Over there, pray to God every day for the Caribbean to be renewed. Thank you.
McKenzie, former junior monarch and senior monarch in the Calypso ring, second female performing here tonight. What goes into choosing a topic for Calypso?
For me, it's current affairs. Things that are happening that, it could be, as a matter of fact, it could be like issues that's been ongoing, but just haven't been highlighted just yet, and I decided to do it in the current year, but yeah, usually it's current affairs.
Okay, because a lot of Calypsonians have taken the political route, and you have. Do you think that will work in your favor or against you?
I try not to do heavily political songs, although this song this year has a hint of politics, but not so heavy. I try to stay away from the heavily political stuff.
How do you choose the BPM, the speed of your song?
When I do Calypso, I like the slower stuff because it allows me, I think my strength is my vocals, and it allows me to do that, so I kind of stick to the slower BPMs.
Okay, all right. That's interesting to note. All right, all the best, Shaunelle, in tonight's competition. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.